All right, everyone. So this is page 3 in your salmon colored equation packet. This is just extra practice. So I'm going to go through this column 1, 3, 5, and 7. What would be great is if you paused your video and tried these ones on your own. Remember, you should be solving and checking. And then when you're done, unpause the video and check and see how you did, okay, as I go through them. So go ahead and pause your video and try these 4. Okay, so hopefully you paused your video and you tried these. So now I'm going to kind of walk through them, okay? So again, I'm going to do these, what I call train tracks, again, around the equal sign. And remember, that's just to distinguish between the two sides of the equation. So now we're always going to look to where our variable is. And in this case, our variable is on the right, okay? So right now, attached to the variable is that 0.8. Because there's no operation sign in between them, we know that they're being multiplied. So remember, we're going to do the opposite, which is division. And again, we show that with a fraction. Because they're equations, whatever we do to one side, we're going to do to the other side. Okay, so these 0.8s cancel out. We're just left with m, which is what we wanted. And then 6.4 divided by 0.8 is 8. And there's our answer. So then the check. Remember, we start by rewriting the original equation exactly as it was given to us. Step 2 is in place of m, we put what we found m to be, which is 8. And because it's being multiplied by the 0.8, you want to use parentheses for that. And then we're just going to do 0.8 times 8, which is 6.4. So 6.4 equals 6.4, and it checks. Number 3. So the variable is on the left side, and right now this 2.8 is negative. So in order to get rid of that negative 2.8, we're going to do the opposite, which is add 2.8. And remember, whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other side. So now negative 2.8 plus 2.8 cancels out. We bring down the p, which is what we wanted to isolate the variable. And then we're doing 4.2 plus 2.8, which is 7. Okay, so again, for the check, I start by rewriting the original equation. In place of p, I'm going to put 7. I rewrite the rest just as it is. And then you're going to pick up your calculator and you're going to do 7 minus 2.8 and just make sure that you get 4.2, and it checks. Number 5. So here we have a fraction. But again, because there's no operation showing in between the number and the variable, then we know that it's being multiplied. That 1/2 is actually called the coefficient. So because the 1/2 is being multiplied by the x, in order to move the 1/2, we're going to divide both sides by 1/2. Forgot my train tracks. And remember, whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other. 1/2 divided by 1/2 is our 1x, which is what we wanted. And 8 divided into halves gives us 16. Okay? So now, again, for the check, we rewrite the original. It's being multiplied, so I'm going to use parentheses when I substitute that 16 in for x. And half of 16 is 8, so 8 equals 8. And it checks. Last one. The w is on the left. This 1.5 is a positive 1.5, so in order to move it, we have to subtract 1.5 from both sides. Positive 1.5 minus 1.5 is 0, so those are gone. So we bring down our w, and we're going to get 15.25. Okay, so check. We rewrite the original. In place of w, we're going to put 15.25. And then you're going to pick up your calculator and you're going to actually check to make sure that you get 16.75, and it checks. How'd you do? So at this point, if you need to rewind the video, you can to rewatch different pieces. Make sure that you're really paying attention to the opposite operation, okay, and all these. And now what I want you to do is pause your video again, and then you're going to try the right column. So that's 2, 4, 6, and 8. Okay, so go ahead and pause your video and try those 4 and then come back to me. Okay, so here we are. So number 2 should be 64. Again, I'll leave this here for a second. So if you got it wrong, you need to pause your video and like look and see what I did. You can do that. Number 4 should be positive 2.3. You're dividing both sides by negative 4.7. Remember there, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. Number 6 should be 3/8. So again, you're dividing by negative 7/8. Okay, and there's the check. Remember, pause if you got this wrong, and that way you can correct your error. And then number 8, again, you're going to divide this time by negative 3/8, both sides. And you get negative 11 2/3. Okay? So please remember to go back and rewind the video. Any part that you need to watch again, please do so. And then your homework for tonight is to do page 4. Okay? So we did all these examples so that you could look back at any of the ones, and we have ones here where you have to multiply, divide, add, and subtract. So if you get stuck on your homework, try to find a similar kind of problem to use as a model, and then you can see how we solved it together, and then that will help you on your homework, okay? But if you need more help than that, you know how to get a hold of us, and remember that you can always take advantage of the Math Support Google Classroom, okay? All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good day.